Hey everyone, it's time for another quick reading. So, with that, let's go ahead and get into it to see what messages want to come for you at this point in time. What is it that you need to hear here and now? All right, let's get into it. Already got one card out. What other messages? What do we most need to hear right now on our journey? Okay, let's go ahead and let's take a look. So over here we have Dragon's Horde. Dragon's Horde, we have Lay of the Land. We have Dances on One Foot. So with Dragon's Horde, it says protecting the future. How are you preparing for the future ahead? And what are your actual views of the future? Do you think that the future is going to be better, positive? Do you feel like the uncertainty of the future is exciting you? Or is it maybe giving you some fears and some worries because you don't really know what's going to happen next? What is your relationship to uncertainty? Uncertainty is something that a lot of us get scared by because it's the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how to prepare. We don't know what to expect. And so it's possible change, and a lot of times people don't really like change. So what is your relationship to the concept of your future? Whatever that relationship is, you actually can prepare even if you don't really know what is to come, even if you don't know that the things that you have planned are actually going to happen, even if your future feels like a void. There are things that you can do in order to prepare right now so that you are set up for a much better future. Because if we elevate our energy right now, then you're going to elevate the future potentials that can come for you. So even if there are issues that are coming into your life, you will feel okay about them. They'll be easier to handle than they could have been. So now is definitely the time to connect to your relationship with your future and to think about, how can I prepare and set myself up for success? And the way to do that is to ask your guides, how can I set myself up for success? How can I make sure that I have the best month or the best year ahead? How can I make sure, here are some of the things I would really like to have. What can I do today to bring more of that into my life? And listen to what they have to say and start following that guidance. All right, then we have the Lay of the Land, ancestral wisdom. So we just talked about the future. Are you also connecting to your past? Is there a connection to your past that is calling you? Do you want to learn more about your culture, your history? Do you want to connect to your actual ancestors? What lessons do they have that you are ready to hear now, that you're ready to learn now, that you can then utilize as you plan for your future? Because all of this is going to go together. So there may be something in your history, in your ancestral line, in your culture that is calling for you now, some kind of wisdom, some kind of guidance, or some kind of mentality that can really serve you right now. So go ahead and explore that. This is definitely the time if it is calling you. And finally, we have Dances on One Foot. So do you feel like you're really struggling right now and like you're having to balance and you're not really sure if you're going to be able to handle things, or is everything going to fall apart? Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells when it comes to another person or when it comes to life? Are you trying to balance your mentality and seeing the world in black and white instead of seeing it in gray, in a way in which we can combine these things together? If you are currently dealing with that, then the guidance right now is to do your best to ground yourself, because when you feel grounded, if you are balancing on one foot, you're going to be more stable. You're going to be able to move forward more successfully without toppling over, because you are more grounded, because you are more centered. Take some time for yourself to meditate. You can do that with your ancestors if you would like, but definitely take some time to really ground, to meditate, to find that stillness in yourself. You may notice that you notice some other perspectives that you hadn't considered before, because you are grounded, because you are more clear-minded. And start seeing how you can think about things not as either or, not as black and white, but as this and this. How can I add this to this? And if you start doing that, you'll notice that there's a lot more solutions, a lot more possibilities, a lot more ways of working with things that feel more holistic and feel like you're integrating all of yourself instead of bits and pieces of yourself doing one thing then the other thing, and you're kind of fighting with yourself. Instead, you'll feel like your whole self is working together. If this is another person, if you start thinking about how can I be me and you be you, and it not be one versus the other, but this and this. Or you want to go do this and I want to go do this, but maybe we can do a date where we do both. We do your thing and then my thing, this and this. And that way we both have an amazing time together, experiencing what the other person wants to do, experiencing what we want to do, and really just getting the best of both worlds. And finally, bottom of the deck is Lost in Space. This is a thing that we're not really as clearly aware of, needing direction. So right now, you may notice, actually, we may be very aware of it, that we actually need direction. We're not really sure what the future holds. We're looking to our past to figure out what what wisdom we can get from our ancestors to help us in the future, help us in the present right now, because we need that direction. We are not really sure, am I going to topple over? Which way is this going to go? Black or white, left or right, right? So we are needing direction right now. Just know that that direction will come if you work on these things. You will have a lot more clarity. And sometimes we just have to decide the direction first and just move forward on some kind of path. And then once we do that, the direction will find us, because when we move forward in some kind of direction, we are aligned to direction. And when we are aligned to direction, because we're taking it, we're moving in that direction, then more direction will come to us because we are in alignment with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this served you. It's a really quick, fast reading, and I will catch you guys in the next one.